What is going on, YouTube? This is your boy Jamar, Trey, and Jalen back with Game Time 215, all sports, all the time. And without wasting any time, let's get straight into these topics. We have 4 topics today. Four topics today. And we're trying to make this as short as possible because our last one was like a legit episode. So,
but y'all loved it. Y'all loved it.
Thank you for all the views and for the people that did subscribe and everything like that. Shout out to y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this one as well. So let's get into it, Jay. If you can do the first one.
Our first topic: Superman soars to the top spot. Cam Newton, out of all the players in the NFL,
my boy,
ranked number 1.
Dab on where you dab at?
So
it's stiff.
so all right. I guess the first thing would be: does Cam deserve number 1 spot?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And why you say
I would say that just because he's worked hard since he came into this league. And plus, I love underdogs. Everybody that, always in the spotlight being talked about all the time. And not only the way he plays football, but the way he carries himself as a person.
Right.
Always giving the football to the kids no matter how many times they find him, no matter how many times they keep the ball from him. He's just a nice guy. And the way they treated him last season was just ridiculous. So that's exactly what I think he deserves to be on top.
I totally agree, Jamar. You went more on a moral standpoint, but I look at what do you look for in an efficient QB? You look for increased touchdowns, decreased interceptions, and he did that. When he first entered the league, he was a little bit raw, but then he honed in on his skill, and year after year he's been able to decrease his interceptions and he increases touchdowns. 35 touchdowns last season, 10 interceptions, and if you add his rushing touchdowns, he had another 10 rushing touchdowns. So that's 270 points that he contributed to his Carolina Panthers team.
And look at him like a reporter.
And when you he got a jacket on. Cam, I agree with Trey. He also threw for basically 4,000 yards.
Yes.
And top 10 in QBR rating. So pretty decent. And then everybody keep forgetting is he led his team to the Super Bowl without his number 1 receiver.
Absolutely.
Still went 15-1. Right. The game he really could have won, but he went 15-1 and he won the MVP. So I mean, Cam is number 1. And I thought the NFL was going to cheat and put Brady number 1. Right. I really did, which is not fair because you know how NFL loved Tom Brady.
Absolutely.
So they were going to put him number 1. But Cam, he is number 1. All right, but then my next question would be, what you expect with Cam this year in 29 days? 29 days?
I expect him to win the Super Bowl, not the championship. I feel like they did lose the game, but then the officiating was really bad too. If you watch that game, and I'm not really a football guy.
The only call I had a problem with during that entire Super Bowl game was the pass to Kotchery that was clearly a catch.
Oh yeah.
But they said it wasn't, which would have changed the game because Carolina was going to score on that possession.
Absolutely.
If that would have changed the game, and then who knows how to, it's different when you score in the Super Bowl game rather than when you score in the regular season game. You score in the regular season game, it's like, all right, it doesn't really matter because we can make up Super Bowl game. Every possession, every touchdown means something. So that was probably the only call.
I don't know. I don't see Carolina repeating this year. I do see them going deep into the playoffs. They had a momentum about them last season that just was unparalleled to any other team. But this season,
this is true.
I think so many other teams have potential now with a lot of the different trades and a lot of different free agent pickups, and more is yet to come. So I honestly, we can't tell at this point. But I can't see them back in the Super Bowl this year.
Think I probably agree with Jamar. I'm gonna tell you why. That momentum don't stop. I think momentum is even better when you lose that big game. Because when you lose the big game, now you can't wait to get back. And now you know what it takes to win. I expect this, like Jamar said, I expect a Super Bowl. I expect Cam to do the same things, but look for Cam to be running the ball way more this year. Because he's going to feel like it's going to be on him. And they get their number 1 receiver back. Welcome back, bro. They get their number 1 receiver back.
But to be honest, as a team, losing Josh Norman was big. I mean, he was a schematic cornerback, but still that side of the field now is wide open. You got to find somebody to fill that. So from an offensive standpoint, I think the Panthers will do just fine. Cam Newton, like you said, their number 1 receiver back. Running back has never been a problem. Greg Olsen is still a beast. But I just think now the defense will have to pick it up an extra notch, and that's probably what's going to keep them.
I think that's why they lost the Super Bowl. I think that's why they lost the Super Bowl was the defense.
Our next topic, NFC East predictions. Every show until football season starts, we're going to give our predictions for every division. So I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
So Redskins, I have them going 8-8. You agree? I'll explain why.
The defending North.
I got them going 8-8.
The defending champs. Huh?
I got him going 8-8 because Josh Norman, he's his own QB. I got to see what he can do manning up. Other than Josh Norman, they don't have any corners. No linebackers.
None to speak of.
They lost Alfred Morris to my Cowboys. And I'm not too sold on Kirk Cousins. I mean, he stepped, if you want to call it stepping up. The Eagles, the Giants, and the Cowboys just also happened to stink in the same year. So
yes, it was terrible.
I got them going 8-8. Giants, I got them 5-11. I don't need to even explain that. I'm pretty sure we all agree that they were going to have a loser. The Eagles, I got them going 10-6. They made some big moves. One big move I thought they made was, of course, Carson Wentz. Bradford is injury prone, and he got his little shaky moments. And they also signed with Isaac from Oregon State, the O-line, 6'4", 303 pounds. He's tough and he's smart. I think he fits well with that, and he should be in the same locker room with Fletcher Cox. Like, that stuff needs to be.
It's gonna rub off.
Yeah, it rubs off. And then I got the Cowboys winning the division at 12-4. No. I'm a Cowboys fan, but this is not biased. We made a lot of moves. We got Ezekiel Elliott coming in our backfield. We still got Alfred Morris, and we still got Darren McFadden. Tony Romo and Dez is back, thank goodness. But even if Romo goes down, I got a lot of faith in Dak Prescott. So that's my predictions. Hit us with yours.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with Dallas. I do have them going 10-6. If Romo and Dez can stay healthy, that's a tandem that we are all accustomed to, just winning games back to back. O-line is still fresh. You can run the ball, pass the ball.
Of course.
Defensively, you have a lot of delinquents, so you don't know if they're even going to start. You don't even know if they play the first 4 games.
But we're talking about Michael Vick, who was
Pittsburgh. Thank you. But 10-6. I'm not going front on the Cowboys. 10-6. I do see them going 10-6. New York, best case scenario, 9-7. They have a receiving core that Eli Manning can now really just group together and make something happen. Offensive line is still shaky. You hit Eli once in this basically game.
One time.
Their defense, New York's defense was pitiful last season. Very unexpected, but I do see them rebounding. Eli Apple, I think he's going to be very active this season. Washington, I actually agree that they will not. I think last year was a fluke. I think it's going to be 4-12. I think a lot of Washington fans are going to be disappointed. I see 4-12. 4-12.
I give them some respect.
I've looked at everyone's season, so I'm not just giving these numbers.
Right.
I've looked at everyone's season, and I do see Washington having the toughest season out of all four teams, and that's just it. It's not necessarily like they're a bad team, but their season, their schedule is going to be tough. I mean, 4-12, that's pretty low, but that's what I'm giving them. And then my Eagles, yes, my Eagles, I give them 10-6. Bradford is suspect, but I think Chase Daniels, he's been in that Kansas City offense for so long. I think he'll be able to just step in without a gap in the system. Ruben Randall, I think a lot of people are not talking about Ruben Randall enough. We haven't had a good wide receiver core in a long time, and I do think Aguilar, if he can stay out of trouble. I think Matthews, if he can actually catch the ball.
Please.
And Ruben Randall, they can get together. Zach Ertz.
I don't even watch football.
Actually, on some real, I actually was going to name Jordan Matthews the Thing, from Fantastic Four, because his hands are bricks. If he's playing basketball, I'm telling you.
But listen,
he'll be worse.
But listen, the Eagles have a tendency to not close tight games. So I think that's what's going to push them out of not dramatically, but I think that's going to push them out ultimately.
I know with the Cowboys, they run that division basically. When they play, the only team we really lose to every year is the Eagles, and it's a game.
Yes.
But the Giants and the Redskins, you can forget about it. So moving on. I guess if you can't beat them, you join them, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah.
Even if your team is great,
Kevin
Durant, a greater team.
we those of you who saw the first episode, we swore up and down Kevin Durant was staying in OKC.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see
from our last video,
He made us liars,
liars,
deceivers.
We don't like lying to you guys.
Got to tell the truth.
So I'm gonna just step right in. I think Stephen A. said it better than anyone could have said it on the face of this earth. You leave OKC. That's not a bad move. 9 years of almost gets to a person. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? 9 years you've been at this place. You were up 3-1. You leave just to see what else you can do with the other team. But you do not leave for the enemy. Golden State was the enemy. They put you where you are today. They gave you that feeling of feeling like you could not get it done. You did not leave them. I mean, you not join them.
Right.
But it was a smart move. Yes, but it's a smart.
Give me this pen.
It's a smart move. And listen,
please.
Here's what I disagree with Stephen A. And I'm no analyst, so Stephen A. If you're out there, this doesn't matter. There's no such thing as an easy ring. 72 wins, no ring. Okay,
No.
72 wins, no ring. Okay, then we still are forgetting. Kevin Durant has to show up to practice. He still has to work out. He still has to show up in games. If he can't do that, then this is all for no reason. So go ahead to Golden State. If you feel like that's the best way you can win, go ahead. But if you do not win at the end of the day, something's wrong.
Now,
So
who want to go first?
you go.
I'm gonna let you go first.
The fact that you just said there's no such thing as an easy ring, you didn't lie.
You lost your rabbit mind.
You didn't lie.
Out of the 4 big threes that have came since Boston, only one has won in the same season that they got together, and that was Boston. After that, Miami couldn't get together.
No. I'm not saying it don't have to happen your first year. No. But once Miami got their squad together, it was D Wade, Mike Miller, and they got Shane Battier, and they got.
And how many rings out of how many chances?
With that team? 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. I thought it was 2 out of 4.
2 out of 3. When they got their team complete, we only lost to the Spurs.
No, okay. I would say it's still 2 out of 4.
No, but it was only LeBron,
Okay,
Bosh,
I see
and
what you're
Wade.
saying when the whole team
got
got
it
Right.
together.
So,
but still, that's not. But it wasn't easy.
Yeah, it was easy.
It was
during that lockout season.
You would call Dwayne with it right now.
Oh,
was it easy?
Dog. Yes, it was.
He still had to show up. He still had to work out. He still had to put effort into his
Bump
game.
all that.
Kevin Durant can just sit there and be like,
Nah.
"Y'all ready for me to play?" Like,
Bump-
no, he has
Nah,
to work.
bump all that. See, I'm gonna get into what I think about KD, but this is Miami's first year against after that lockout season where we beat OKC in the finals. That wasn't easy. We played against the Sixers. Then we played against who we played against the next round.
Boston. No, the Pacers.
No, we played against Boston.
No,
then we played the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then that wasn't easy. But we talk about going up against a young. Okay, that was the easiest finals I've ever seen in my life.
Now that we have newly joined the media, we can talk about these things. But this is the thing.
Can I say something first?
Yes, go
Can
ahead.
I say something first?
I apologize. I do.
Weak move! That was a freaking weak move.
Nutty.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because it just grinds my gears like I'm at a factory. Because it just don't make no sense that you'll go to a team that beat you in the finals that y'all had a lead on 3-1. Cameron's about to die. Hold on a second.
He don't agree with the course, but he kind of do agree with the course. That's
exactly.
nah.
So,
See,
that's weird.
No.
And that's fake.
No, that's fake. If anything, I'm keeping it 100.
Oh, okay.
I think it was a weak move. I think it was the weakest move possible, like Stephen A. Smith said. But at the end of the day, as a player,
Weenie Hut Jr.
Super Weenie Hut Jr.
as a player, look, I'm not in the gym 24/7. I'm not working out. I'm not enslaving my body to a regimen in order to win a ring. Kevin Durant is at the end of the day, and like I said, it's a weak move on paper, but he still got to show up.
If he don't show up, it
doesn't account for anything.
And that's my point too.
I can go to Golden State.
That's
but if I
my
don't
point
show up,
too. You already see. You watch the Golden State games. You look at them.
It's different.
30-point. No, look. Curry shoot 30 shots a game, probably 40. Clay shoot probably 30, probably 40 shots a game. Now you got Durant shooting 50 to 60 shots a game. Now if either one of them half off, they got it. It's a close game. All 3 of them half off, then it's like, what are y'all playing for? Y'all just stink. Cause when KD getting cold, he gets cold. He goes to freaking Ireland. He goes to like What's the coldest state in the world? Greenland, somewhere with a lot of ice. Cause he's bricking, he's snowballing. Like he's garbage when he's cold.
I agree,
so,
but it's different now.
I guess.
Because if KD's off, you still got Klay Thompson.
Please don't
forget about Draymond.
Oh yeah, you can't forget about Drake.
Comparing this situation to LeBron joining Miami,
Please don't do it.
Please arrest yourselves and put yourselves in jail because it doesn't make any type. LeBron and D Wade and Bosh were carrying teams themselves, getting to the playoffs. Not so much Bosh, but Dwayne Wade and LeBron were getting to the playoffs.
Where was Bosh before Miami?
Raptors.
I completely forgot.
They weren't getting anywhere.
Wait, that's the same Raptors that Kobe scored 81 on, right?
Yeah.
Yo.
No, well, not the same Raptors, but same. Yeah,
Chris Bosh,
yeah. But then not only that, like let me name you the rosters. But kind of like LeBron had Bowski's, blah blah blah, Drew Gooden, Danielle Marshall, Daniel Gibson, Delonte Webb, no. D Wade had Michael Beasley and Daquan Cook and
James Posey.
Carlos Arroyo, Chris Quinn and Jermaine. They weren't getting anywhere. So
I can't remember
the best, and the
Raptors had Bosh.
Yeah, and the Raptors had Bosh.
Raptors just had Bosh.
And so like they had no choice but to join forces together and their goal wasn't to get it easy. They were just trying to make it to the finals. they just wanted to get past Boston.
They couldn't even get
when we lost. Now we never lost to Boston in the playoffs. But if we would have, like Jamar said, and then LeBron jumped ship and went to Boston, as much criticism as LeBron gets now, he probably would have had to retire. He would have had to retire.
He would have.
Like it's not the same situation. KD is going to a team that beat him when he could have beat them, and they both had great teams. OKC was a great team. Golden State is a great team. Everybody had either Golden State going to the finals or OKC going to the finals.
I call it OKC.
I did too. And then when they were up 3-1, I was like, heck yeah, they're going to the finals.
Right. But they just couldn't close. And you can't blame nobody but yourself, Durant.
And I'm going to say, the last 3 games was Durant's fault. He couldn't make no shots. So he basically was sitting on the bench while he was on the floor because he wasn't doing nothing.
But now that's my point. That's ultimately my point. And then also, for those of you who watched the first show, I wholeheartedly believe if he was to leave, he should have went to the Clippers.
I don't think he would have got any criticism.
LeBron going to Miami would be similar to him going to the Clippers if we were
a team that can't get over the hump.
And then also now, let's forget about Kevin Durant. He's no longer OKC. He went to Golden State. I'm interested to see what Russell Westbrook does.
Yes.
Now they're talking about trading him, which I pray that they don't. I don't know what's going on through his mind because again we don't know what goes on through these players' minds. The only person who knows why they decided to go to Golden State was KD. That's KD's decision. With Russell Westbrook, we don't know what's going to go on with him, but I'm interested to see what he does.
So,
Oklahoma City team.
Do you think part of KD leaving is the fact that he had to play with Westbrook? Or being frustrated with playing Westbrook. Sometimes he don't get the last shot. Sometimes he don't get the ball.
It's not being selfish.
I wouldn't be surprised. You have a dominant player in KD who was with the team when they were the Supersonics. So you know it's a little bit of entitlement.
All right. So what you just said is stop being selfish, right?
I feel like KD was a selfish player, and I say that because of if you're mad. Let's say if he doesn't get the last shot. Is sometimes you just can't get the last shot. You got another superstar on your team. And if I can see if it's only you. If it's only you, you better pass KD
right.
the ball.
Deion Waiters taking the last shot. Yeah.
If Deion Waiters is taking the last shot, then KD deserves the last shot. But you got Westbrook.
A question to you.
Okay.
Now that he's with Golden State, you think that's going to change if him not getting the last shot?
Of course it's not going to change. He's still not going to get the last shot because if anybody, you want to be realistic, 2K and in real life, I'm giving it to Stephen Clay. Might give it to Draymond before I give it to Kevin Durant because we all know how he is. In the past few years, he hasn't been able to produce really that KD stats that he used to produce. At the top every year, he's not that guy anymore.
Well, and that's the thing. So now the pressure is really on Golden State this season. The pressure is on them immensely. And then he took a lot of pressure off OKC because now I think OKC is where Portland was last season. I think with the Damian Lillard situation, a lot of people didn't see Portland going anywhere because LaMarcus Aldridge
especially in the West.
So now I think Russell Westbrook is in that same situation. He almost single-handedly put OKC in the playoffs
2 years
with
ago.
Kevin Durant out. So you talking about from day one. It's still a lot of moves to come. In the free agency, we talking a ways off. But I'm just interested to see if they get rid of Russell Westbrook, then obviously it's a rebuild.
All right, so if Westbrook doesn't make the playoffs, would that put Damian Lillard over him because of what Damian Lillard was able to do with the Portland Trailblazers?
Well, if you look at
and you look at the paper and stats, Westbrook has a better team than Damian Lillard does. I'm not going to say he's better. No, I'm not going to say Damian's better.
No,
but would you give a little bit more credit? Would you give a little bit more credit to Damian?
I will give. You got something to say? You want to say first?
I just don't think. Real quick, I don't think Portland. I don't think OKC right now is better than what Portland was last season.
I will give Damian his credit. Just because that he's been able to do it without Lamar, and that's really hard.
One of those 9 losses Golden State got was to him.
Was to him because he trashed them. Even the next game they played them, he still trapped them. Even though they lost, he still trashed them.
And another thing, you gotta give Damian the way they played against the Golden State Warriors. Even though Steph was hurt, like they still had 2 other All-Stars in the team.
CJ McCollum stepped up. Alan Crabb stepped up. Aminu, Henderson. So I think that squad is currently better than OKC.
I can't say that because OKC now, you got rid of the inconsistent Deion Waiters to get a better Deion and Oladipo. Okay. You get rid of the E Stupid, which we named him last year.
E Stupid.
You get rid of E Stupid. You send him to
Orlando,
where hopefully he can get some magic to play better. So then you can play Adams, you can play Cantor more, you can play Collison.
Hopefully they can develop a little.
I think the OKC is probably like a wing away from. That's where the Sixers could make a trade for a wing. They could probably try to get like an Anthony Morrow and give up Covington. But that's another topic for another show.
That's another topic.
But all sports, all the time.
Here on Game Time 215.
We out here.
We out here, boy.
I cannot do this.
You should have had that.
I know. I should have had that recording, but that's not fair. That's not fair because I was just sitting here looking like a freaking child.
Is it our fault that
booty? That's not pretty fair.
You fake. You got a Raiders hat on and you don't even watch football.
So what? So what? You got a tie on. You don't even make ties. So what?